Hey folks, Dave here. I hope everybody's doing well today. So I was looking online at some Christmas SVGs, and I ran across some for some earrings, and I never made any of those, so I thought we'd give that a try. And maybe you got somebody around that might could use some Christmas earrings to walk around with. So we're going to use some free vectors, uh, and we're not going to have to buy anything. And then I'll put links to the description for those vectors so you can pick them up and make them yourself. So we will start with a Christmas tree. And remember, when you open your vectors, they'll be large. And you can use your scroll wheel to go in and out. You can push it down and move the entire canvas around. But you want to grab the corner and resize that. And then we're going to clean this up and get out some of the stuff we don't want, like these pointy edges and such. So just right click, ungroove, pull your original, hang on, we'll get there. It should have pulled away like that. Everything don't work like it's supposed to sometimes. We're going to get rid of that, delete, and we still have these pointy corners right here, whatever that is. So we are going to do the offset. We're going to do the offset inward and click OK. And we just done that for 1 millimeter offset. Then you can pull your original out with the points and just delete that. Then we're going to need to grab this ball on top. Looks like we got to ungroup again. We're going to grab this ball, pull it down a little bit, and then we're going to shift, select the main tree, and then we're going to click weld and do that to it. And we'll go ahead and resize it and then put a hole in it. So I think something around 1.5 inches will work fine. And that is about 40 millimeters. So let's just leave your lock on so it'll move proportionately and change to 40. There we go. Now let's put actually it's got a little weird area there, so why don't we cover that up? Let's just grab another circle, push your shift key down, and make sure this circle covers the other one. Change it to a cut, click your selector tool, pull it over, and let's cover a little bit more of that. There we go. So we'll do that, shift, select the main tree, then click weld, and that looks a little better. Okay, so we're still at our 40, well, we're close. Just leave the lock on, type 40 again, and click, and it still didn't change that bottom. But that's okay, it's close. All right, so grab another circle, shift, and let's put a hole in there so we can get a hanger or whatever would be needed to put it in the, put a hanger in there so you can put it on the ear. All right, I think that's fine. So now we're going to try to put some lights on this and cut them out. It may be too small. I don't know, we'll see. So grab that set of lights. And again, all of these vectors will be down in the description. So straighten that up a little bit. We're going to have to go smaller. We didn't want to do that. So it'll flip around on you sometimes. Let's start at the bottom. We'll put lights here. And you can center these by shift hit the tree, and then vertical alignment. Okay, so we want to make these bulbs a little bit bigger, so you can drag down on it and just reposition a little bit, and I think that'll be fine. Now we're going to duplicate, pull it up to the next wave in the tree and do the same thing and just resize it so it sits there and looks pretty good. You don't want it to be too close to the edge, because then it'll just cut your whole earring in half. I'm going to duplicate again. I've seen people walking around with wooden earrings. Maybe it's just a Christmas thing, but I don't know. Maybe people do it all the time. All right, let's get one more. Now I know up here at the top, probably won't even be able to, it'll do something. So we're going to do a couple of these. I think we're going to do 4 in total. We'll do a couple with cuts and a couple with scoring that could be painted. So, okay, that is it for the Christmas tree. So let's do a Christmas bell. We can group this together now. Just move it over out of the way. And then let's go get a Christmas bell. And we will make this one with a score. And then you could go back and paint it if you wanted to. And we're just going to size the rest of these based on the first one. So the first thing we want to do is ungroup and then see if we can make this inside portion. So when you've got items inside something that are not connected and you want to group them, just click one, shift key, click the next item, shift, click the next item, until you get them all connected, and then you can change them to whatever you want it to be. You can group it, and now what we want to do is grab a circle and fill out this bell a little bit so it looks like the ball's swinging. And then we will just shift key and just put another little ball in there. See if you can get it centered as best you can there. It wouldn't work to do an alignment on it because of the shape. So you just have to kind of either get the ball in there or grab everything and try to move the whole bell until you get it in there. And there may be a better way. I just don't know what it is. Okay, so for this inside that's grouped, you can go ahead and just group the bell. And then we want to pull this out and put a top on it. So let's grab another ball, a circle, draw it out, hit your selector tool, hit cut, drag it down. We just want to make it where we can put that hole, and then you can put a hook in there or something. Okay, so you want to go over and weld and get you another little circle for the hole. And I don't know how big this needs to be, but it shouldn't need to be too big. And then center that. I got another computer over here dying on me making that noise. And then you can group that in. Then you can set it back on top of your score. Group everything together. And then we can resize it based on the tree. And that's looking pretty close. There we go. So that one is done. So now let's do a Christmas ball. I'll try to keep these up so they don't get behind my face. Okay, let's go grab a Christmas ball. And we're going to soup this one up a little bit. But it's really the best one I could find that was pre-made and free, being the key word. Okay, so ungroup, and then let's just move this top portion out. We want to make sure that snowflake is grouped, and then we should be able to center that with the vertical line. There we go. And then we will steal a piece of this back over here. And we want it to cover this weird crack up top, the way that's cut. So just stretch it out a little bit and make sure it goes down inside, and then you can shift, select the ball, do vertical align, and it'll line it up. Then you can select one, select the other, then go to weld, and there you go. And now we want something on top. We can get rid of this. I suppose we could put that up there. No, we won't. We'll get rid of it. And we will get us a circle. Put that up here. Then click your selector tool, shift, select your ball, and then do vertical alignment. And then shift and select both and do a weld. Then grab you a circle. I didn't hit shift, so I'm hitting Control Z. So shift to drag out the circle proportionately. And selector tool. And then we can try to do vertical align to get that one moved over. And then I think we've moved this snowflake up a little bit. Maybe make it a little bigger. There we go. Most things will snap into place. And now we want to group that together. And as you go, and you can go up and check preview to see how things are going to look. And then you could even play it through to see how it's going to cut out. And it's going to cut the snowflake first, and then it'll cut out the outside edge. Okay, so we want to make this look more like a Christmas ball. So let's put, Christmas balls got those little marks around it. So just draw out a rectangle, click your selector tool, then go over and click Array. And it's got a 1 millimeter space. We'll leave it at that. And then you can change your columns. And then you can click out about 4 or 5 of these, maybe 6. Click OK. Group these together. And we'll pull them over here and make them look like the top of a Christmas ball is supposed to look. Do it like that. And then we will set it for score. And then we can regroup everything in. And now we can resize it based upon the tree. Just set it over there. And I have no idea how large or small earrings are supposed to be, but I think these would be okay. And then if you wanted to turn them into actual ornaments, you certainly could. Just make them bigger. We're going to use some 1.5 millimeter basswood plywood to cut these out, so they shouldn't be too heavy. Okay, now let's go get us a free candy cane. And just resize it. In this case, straighten it up. Grab the corner and just turn it, straighten it up a little bit. And then want to ungroup, because we want to make these centerpieces a score. And like we done before, click one, hold down the shift, and then click each one of these individually. And then you can right click, and now you don't have to right click. I could have grouped them together then, but my intention was to go ahead and click score. But I guess so I don't do that again. I will right click and group and then score. And it looks like a different color red for some reason, but it's not the same. Oh, uh-oh. All right, I made a mess, so we got to hit Control Z. It looks like there's two sets of those inner pieces. So we probably got to ungroup again. No, I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know. I'm just going to hit Control Z. And yeah, something's not right with that candy cane. I'm going to pull all these out. I'm hitting Shift or holding Shift, clicking these. Vectors are not always the free ones. You gotta work with them sometime. We're just gonna get all that out of the way and delete it. Apparently, the person that made it must have hit duplicate or something at some point and left them both in. Okay, I think we're okay. So that's why we had a different color red in the beginning. All right, so now we're going to grab, and another thing, if you pull from the right, you get a green line, and you only have to touch, like we're not hitting the entire candy cane, but it'll grab it and allow us to group it. If we came from the left, you get a red line, and you have to grab the entire. It won't let you do it if you grab a portion. You have to grab the entire candy cane and all of its contents. Now, both of those methods are useful. Certainly, if you're picking something out of a crowd of things, you may want to use the red side. If you're grabbing large objects, the green side works better. But they're both useful. Okay, let's resize the candy cane. And I think we're okay. And I grouped it too soon, so I didn't put the ring on top, so I'm going to ungroup. I make a lot of mistakes, folks, so I'm just bringing y'all along for the ride. Oh, and it had two of these in there. Yeah, so whoever made the vector doubled it, but that's okay. All right, let's grab a circle. Shift, draw it out, proportionate. Hit your selector tool, make it a cut, Shift, touch the candy cane, and then you can do vertical align. It'll put it there, and then you can go over and hit weld. Then you can grab another circle, Shift, draw out your hole, hit the selector tool, Shift, touch the candy cane, and do another vertical align. And then you can group that together. And then we can try to put this back on top of our score. And I think we're there. And we can group all this together. And now we have our candy cane. So, of course, we have two ears, so we need two of each. So we're just going to group everything together. Then we're going to array. And over here on the Y-axis, we're just going to click up one. and just put some space in between. And there we go. Now we have a set for each one. And like I said, we're going to cut this out on 1.5 millimeter wood. And I just need to get set up in the laser. And we'll get these cut out and see what they look like. Oh, real quick, when you have scores, look off to the top right. Be sure that score goes above the cut line, or things will not go as you planned. Okay, so let me get set up in the laser, and I'll be right back. Okay, folks, I think we're ready to cut this out. Again, this is 1.5 millimeter basswood plywood we're cutting these out of. Okay, folks, let me get these out and see what they're going to look like, and we'll take a closer look. Be right back. Well, it looks like the snowflake didn't do so good, so I'm going to go back and set that for score. Come back and cut the snowflakes out real quick, or cut these bales out again, and then we'll take a closer look. Be back in a few minutes. Okay, snowflake on the Christmas ball. Cutting it out didn't do too good, so I reset it as a score, and we're going to do this again. Okay, now let me try to get these all together, and we'll take a closer look at them. Be right back. Okay, folks, well, here is the finished product. Turned out pretty good. So you could paint these up, make them look real nice. You could find a snowflake that would actually cut out without making a mess like the last one did. And don't go sticking no Christmas wire in your ear. I've just got this here for demonstration purposes. That wouldn't turn out too good. So I appreciate you folks watching. Hope you learned something. If you have any issues trying to do this, just drop me a note down in the comments, and I'll be glad to help out in any way I can. So check back often for new videos. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.